On to other news now, and a series of blasts have taken place in Afghanistan today, and these are the latest pictures we're about to show you for car bomb blast that happened today. The Taliban have claimed responsibility for a car bomb blast in eastern Afghanistan, and we have learned that at least 8 people have been killed and more than 40 injured in this attack. The target was reportedly an Afghan intelligence building in the Ghazni province. Another explosion has been reported a few minutes ago. The details of that is awaited. And according to government officials, the car blast was carried out using a Humvee. Most of the victims are intelligence officials employed at the National Directorate of Security. The insurgent group claimed that the blast was in response to President Ghani's decision to resume attacks on the Taliban. Also keep in mind that this show of aggression comes a day after Ghani and his rival Abdullah signed a unity agreement. Taliban is focused on accelerating the prisoner swap initiative, and these attacks are aimed at nudging the government towards that direction. The future of the intra-Afghan talks also hang in the balance. Ever since the US signed the peace deal with Taliban, attacks by the insurgent group have been on the rise. President Ghani has blamed Taliban for the recent attacks in Kabul, even though the group denied any involvement. Mustafa Kazemi, our correspondent in Kabul, is now joining us live for the very latest on this. And Mustafa, well, a series and a string of attacks there claimed by the Taliban are not going to help either the peace negotiation or that prison swap deal that was likely to take place between the government in place at the moment and the Taliban. All right, we're just going to try and get Mustafa back on the line, but as we have been reporting, there have been a series of attacks claimed by the Taliban in the last 3 days, two in Kabul and one, of course, today, and there's another that's been reported, the details of which are awaited. 8 people have died. They're all national intelligence security officials who have been killed, and Taliban has openly claimed that these are attacks because the Ghani government has said that they are going to restart their actions against the Taliban. Mustafa Kazemi is back with us on the line. Mustafa, as I was saying, that these string of attacks are really not going to help either the peace deal or that negotiation for a prisoner swap.
It indeed is a damage. Political and military analysts in Kabul tell us that if the Taliban are having a goodwill to bring and sit on the table with Afghan government to bring peace in the country, this is not the way of it. And just as the Afghan government keeps on counting the number of dead and wounded every day as the attacks happen and the Taliban or other groups claim responsibility for it, now the Afghan government is also saying that the Taliban are majorly behind all or 95% of the attacks. Just today in eastern Afghanistan, the car bomb that killed 8 of the intelligence personnel and 40 others were wounded, and it was followed by 3 explosions here in Kabul, in the capital, where at least 10 people were wounded and taken to hospital, as we spoke to the witnesses. But the government and the police say that 2 explosions have happened and only 2 people are wounded. We have seen a video that shows 2 people being arrested by the police, and they confirmed that these 2 people were also terrorists who were trying to put 2 more bombs in a different district of Kabul just a few minutes after the initial 3 they were arrested, and at least 2 more explosions were prevented. The Afghans say that after the agreement between Dr. Ghani and Dr. Abdullah, they hope that there will be a better way to bring peace and end the violence in Afghanistan. But just as it was signed yesterday, it might be too early to expect a reduction in violence or full stop to that. Back to you.
Right, absolutely, Mustafa. Thanks for the latest updates there on a series of attacks taking place in Afghanistan, even as that peace negotiation is still has to happen, still under negotiation.